November is Alzheimer's Disease Awareness and Family Caregiver Month. This morning, Herlihy and Amelia Schafer with Ascent Living Communities join us to discuss care options for the families of the nearly 76,000 Coloradans living with Alzheimer's disease. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
So important that we talk about this. So give us a little bit of a snapshot of caregivers here in Colorado.
We've got about 160,000 loved ones, family and friends, who are caring for their loved ones on a volunteer basis. I mean, these are not paid caregivers, so they're doing this on top of their jobs. About 60% of those caregivers are working, so it's a challenge. And then they're putting in about 30 hours a week as caregivers.
It's incredible what caregivers do. I mean, truly. So, Amelia, as you know, the symptoms progress, when do you know that it's time to move from a home into a professional facility?
Oh, that's such a difficult question, but really there are three main reasons people move someone from home. The first is safety. Unfortunately, with cognitive decline, people's safety awareness changes. They may walk outside and then get disoriented. They may start cooking and forget they were cooking. There are lots of challenges in the home that over time get worse. And so safety is definitely the first. The second is caregiver burnout. The health of caregivers, we've been talking about it all month, is just paramount. And unfortunately, Alzheimer's and dementia is tough on caregivers. It is tough on their health. And so often they need extra support. And then really third is people with Alzheimer's and dementia need more structure. They need someone to come in and kind of plan their day and get them out of their home and get them interacting with other people, because otherwise isolation and boredom and loneliness can hit. So those are the three things I think that caregivers should look at in their own caregiving situation.
And all of that can be so hard, especially if you're having to work on top of that. So let's say that they've made this decision to move into the professional home, which is a hard decision. How does the role for caregiver change after that?
Yeah, it's still so important. We like to say we allow families to become families again, because we take over the day-to-day care, we take over that kind of oversight and management, but we absolutely need families to partner, and they can become the daughter again, the husband again, the spouse again, and be there to provide that quality of life and bring joy and happiness, and let the caregivers take on the care role.
Yeah. And Jim, like we've been talking about burnout, you know, and there's so many caregivers out there. How can the caregiver care for themselves? Because that's super important as well.
A big part is to recognize that you're not alone, that there are support groups, and that becomes a very important tool for people to learn from one another, and to realize that you can ask for help. There's a lot of people, this disease is very isolating, and people tend to stay inside the home. They feel, you know, there's a stigma that goes with Alzheimer's disease. Yeah. So talk to friends, when they say, what can I do? Say, bring me a meal.
Yeah.
Come sit in my house for an hour while I go to the doctor. You know, you need a break, because it's a 24-hour-a-day caregiving challenge.
And it's amazing what just like an hour away can do for you as well. Amelia, last question for you is, we talked about 76,000 Coloradans right here with Alzheimer's and dementia. That's a big number. Are there enough professional facilities that can help out that many people?
Yeah, I think the 76,000, we're pretty good right now. Just this year, AARP put out a report looking at accessibility, affordability of senior housing, and we're slightly above average here in Colorado, but there's what, a 21% increase coming in the next several years for people with Alzheimer's and dementia. So we need more people in this field. It is the coolest field to be in, senior living. You have walking history, walking history lessons. So it is really an important field. And so we want more people to join this field, and we want caregivers to understand that people who are working in these communities love the people who they love as well.
Yeah, well, we are so thankful for the caregivers out there, because that is a full-time gig. I can't even imagine. And really appreciate all that both of you are doing to raise awareness. And I always say, Jim, I can't wait till we're seeing a different color flower on your lapel. It'll be here. Yes, just time, a little bit of time. Thank you both so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.